How's it going, guys? James from Luke and James Play here. Today, guys, I'm going to be going through with you 5 advanced tips for Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Whether you've been with the series for a long time or you've just come over from Monster Hunter Worlds to try out an old school Monster Hunter, I believe these tips are going to be very helpful and get you through to the G rank and help you through G rank. So we're going to start off with tip number 1. Okay guys, so tip number 1. So you'll notice when you come into certain hunts that there is a hot air balloon above the map. Now a lot of people think this is just an aesthetic, it doesn't actually do anything, but that's incorrect. You can actually use it to locate the monster. So what you need to do is you need to go up towards the hot air balloon and make sure you're facing it. Go into your gestures menu and hit wave. Now quickly close the gestures menu with B and you'll notice that now on the minimap the monster is highlighted as a pink ball, the same as it would be if you had paintballed it. This is actually showing the current location of the monster and will do so for approximately 5 to 10 seconds. Now this can be very useful at the beginning of a hunt to locate the monster quickly, and it means that you also don't have to use precious psycho serums. This can be done once per hunter per hunt. So if there is 4 hunters in the hunt, this can actually be done 4 times. So if you work together, you can actually locate the monster without using paintballs and without using psycho serums the entire hunt. The balloon will blink back at you when it's done so, but remember you can only do this once. This feature has gone on unknown by quite a lot of people for quite some time, so I just like to pass this on as and when I can. Now let's get into tip 2. Okay guys, tip number 2. There's 2 items I'd like to talk about in tip number 2. The first one is Ancient Potion. Now I don't see a lot of people taking the opportunity to use Ancient Potion, and it's extremely useful, especially if you faint during a hunt. Now what an Ancient Potion will do is it sets your health and your stamina to maximum immediately when you use the item. This is extremely useful when you faint, because when you faint your health will go back down to 100 and your stamina also will go back down to 100. When you use the Ancient Potion it gets you back to 150 on each and will get you back as strong as you were before and ready to fight again. A lot of people don't carry them with them, which is a real shame as it makes them less able to fight if they do faint during the hunt. You can only carry 1 per hunt, so do use it wisely and try not to faint more than once. Now to make Ancient Potions you're going to need to craft a few things first. So what you need to do is you need to get Bitbug and honey. That will make a catalyst. You then need to mix the catalyst with Mandragora. That will make Immunizer. Then you need to mix the Immunizer with a Kelby Horn, which will then make Ancient Potion. They're all fairly easy ingredients to find, so you won't have a problem making them. Just make sure that you keep your stockpile high so that if you do need them you don't need to make them on the fly. Now the second part to tip number 2 is Life Powder. Now Life Powder is an extremely useful item, mainly as a support. Now Life Powder will heal you, but it also heals any hunters within a certain radius of you. So say one of your hunters gets pummeled by a monster, is 1 hit from death and is trapped into a corner. What you can do is you can rush over to them, drop a Life Powder, healing yourself as well as them and possibly saving them from death. This will definitely put you in good standing with the other hunters and make them want to hunt with you more. Let's move into tip number 3. Okay guys, tip number 3. So for tip number 3 we're going to talk decorations. The decorations are extremely useful during a low and higher rank, but they're a necessity in G rank. So what you need to do to start on the decorations is go to your armor and smithy. You go down to your decorations and there will be 2 options. There will be forged decorations and set decorations. Now set decorations is where you place the decorations into the empty slots on your armor. You simply go to the decoration that you want to set and then set it into an empty piece of armor. Now let's have a look at the forging decorations. Now as you can see there is 28 pages of decorations that I have at the moment, so there is something for everyone to be had. There are certain ones that I find useful and I would encourage you to find something that you find personally useful to yourself and then choose those. Let's take a look at, for example, earplug jewels. Now I find this extremely useful myself as I'm always caught out whenever the monster roars. My character will put his hands over his ears and he will pause in place for a few seconds. The amount of times that this has happened to me is unreal, so I found earplugs very, very helpful indeed, as they stop your character being affected by this move. Now another one I really like myself as well is the attack jewel. Now this is a good one to look at as there's different variations. You have attack jewel 1, attack jewel 2 and attack jewel 3. Now they each have different effects. Attack Duel 1 has an attack boost of 1 and a defense minus 1. Attack Duel 2 has attack plus 3, defense minus 1. And Attack Duel 3 has attack plus 5 and defense minus 1. So you'll notice it is definitely worth making the Attack Duel 3 if you can over the other two. However, just take into account that this duel does take up 3 empty slots as opposed to 1 and 2. Now I would encourage you to take a look through the full set of decorations and find something that's going to help you personally. It's not something that someone can tell you what to do. It's up to you to research as to what decorations are available and at your disposal and choose the ones that are going to help you most as a personal hunter. Okay, now let's move into tip 4. Okay guys, so tip number 4. Now this is the area where we're going to come into a slight manners type of thing. During Monster Hunter, you're going to be able to cut off the tails of certain monsters. Now what I see a lot when playing online is as soon as the tail is severed, they rush over to the tail and start harvesting. A few seconds later, they then get trampled by the monster and sometimes killed. Now what I advise you do is to not immediately rush over to the severed tail and start harvesting. Either wait until the monster is killed or wait until the monster zones, then you can safely go and harvest the tail. This is going to stop you annoying your other hunters, and it's also going to make you a better hunter overall. There's no reason to rush over to the tail, they don't despawn, and it's not first come first serve. Everyone gets a chance to harvest the tail, everyone will get an item from it, so just take your time and wait for the monster to zone or die, and then harvest the tail. Okay guys, so let's jump into the final tip, number 5. Okay, so tip number 5 is to help you guys get through quests faster and hit those key quests as fast as you can. Now, I see a lot when I'm playing online of people annoying each other by jumping straight into a lobby, running straight to the quest master and chucking a quest up on the board. Normally when people have quest rooms open, there's a particular rule or they have a certain system in place. They either have taking turns in putting quests up, or they have it so that the room owner only puts quests up. So what's the best thing to do when you go into a new room with people you don't know is to simply say hello and just ask what the rota system is. Simply ask, is it taking turns in quests? Is the room owner choosing the quests? Am I allowed to choose a quest at any point? If you're trying to do the key quests, then don't panic too much. Everyone gets the key quest passed when one person does it. So if you all do the quest, you all get it. The only one that needs to be done by each person one at a time is the urgent quests. And again, just take your time, be polite, simply ask whether it's a turn-based or the owner chooses the quests. And if it's turn-based, wait your turn and then you can choose your urgent and get that beautiful new hunter rank. Hopefully this way you'll be able to go into more rooms and annoy less people and stay longer. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope I've helped you out here. Post down in the comments below if you have any advanced tips or tricks that you would like to pass on to your fellow hunters. But if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more Monster Hunter content on this channel, please make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you in some future videos and streams, guys. Love you lots and happy hunting. Bye!